Hi, welcome to Toddler Tuesday. This is Brenda. She's one of my children's librarians here at my library, and she is on the Texas 2x2 committee, which is a reading list of excellent books for 2-year-olds to second graders, right? Put together by Texas librarians. And since we took a break for story times in May, I thought it'd be fun for her to go through some of the books that she's been reading.
It's been really hard because I have read over 182 books or something.
And I told her to pick 3.
And some of them, really make me shake and cry, and this is what I want to read to my children. But I have to think about the children and what the children like and what they would understand from the books. So the first book that I want to introduce to you is it's titled My Family Tree and Me by Dušan Petričić.
Sure.
Or Petričić. And I love it because it's the story of a boy and how the dad met his mom. And finally he shows his whole family tree. And then it says down here, start at the back of the book to meet my mother's side of the family. And this is when the book starts getting, in my opinion, a little bit of interesting because having a biracial family myself, I don't see a lot of books that show you that with such class. So here it is. The mom, who comes from Asia, shows her great grandparents, and then the great great grandparents and the grandparents, and then the grandparents have 3 children, including the mom. And then the mom met his dad, and he says they fell in love. And then the family tree. And so the family tree is now completed. And what I love about it is that, of course, you see the uncles and aunts having a family of their own. And then when it comes to the mom side of the family, they have more of a
More
diverse families without giving much information to the children, because I think that if you look at the book, you can say, oh yeah, there is your uncle, which is your mom's brother, and then his partner, and then there is your aunt. And I love it because there is a black uncle in this family, and then of course the biracial children, and finally there he is. He's also Asian and he is Caucasian, and I love it. I mean, this book to me is a great example to show children that there's all kinds of families out there, and in your own family tree you can explain that too. And when I also read it, a lot of ideas on what I'm gonna do as far as craft came up, and I really want to encourage children and their parents to make their own family tree. So maybe this summer, or when we have family story time, we might be able to do it as well. So I love that book. And the other book that I was very excited, of course, being Hispanic, I love to read Spanish and English. It's The Great and Mighty Nico, and it's about this boy that makes his own bed wrestling rink. And the mom says, what are you doing, Nico? And then he starts counting how many wrestlers are in his bed. And he counts in English, but the book is bilingual, so they can do it in English or Spanish. The reason why I love this book so much, it kind of grew on me because...
Yeah, you didn't like it too much at first.
Not too much. Because the first illustration I wasn't really crazy about. But then as I went in, and the colors... it kind of reminded me of my own childhood, and especially my brother. But, when I read it to a group of children, there were children from all kinds of backgrounds, Asian and Hispanic. One of the kids says, oh, those look like Japanese wrestlers. So really, in reality, I think that a lot of cultures have this type of wrestlers, and children really love it.
That's my favorite picture.
Yes. So at the very end of the story, when I finished with that story time at that school, one of the kids said to me, "That's the best story you have ever read to us," and I've been there for a year. So I think this book is a big winner with children as well as with me now. Now that I read it, it's very well written in Spanish as well, which I love.
Which you don't always find. Sometimes you complain about the translations.
Right.
And so that's The Great and Mighty Nico by
Xavier Garza. So I love this book. And then the other book, and I am probably going to not say the right words in this one because I don't speak Italian, but this is Eat Leo Eat. It's about this boy who goes to his, and I wrote it, love it, because I love it. This is the kind of book that made me kind of tear up, because although I'm not Italian, I thought about family during this book. And this kid does not like to eat, but they go to his grandma's home on the weekend, which is Nonna, and everybody is ready to eat but him. Leo doesn't want to eat. So Nonna starts asking him, "What's the matter? Why are you not hungry? You don't want to eat Stellina?" And he's like, "Nah." And then the Nana says, "But Stellina, it has a story." And she starts telling the story of how the name of the pasta Stellina came about. And then after she finished the story, of course he wanted to eat. So then the next Sunday, the same thing happened, and it was with some other type of pasta. And once again, she tells the story of the pasta, but Stellina's still up there. So it's like the story continues every Sunday. So in the middle of the book, all of a sudden, Leo is the first one on the table because he wants to listen to the story of Grandma. He wants to see how that story ends. And that's when you get so excited for the grandma and the child having this wonderful relationship. And I can just imagine him creating all these memories in his mind. And then, so she tells the end of the story, which I'm not going to tell you, so you can read it. And Leo, says, "Yes, I love your stories, Grandma." And that's the end of Eat Leo Eat by Caroline Adderson and Jose Visalon. So I love this book. If you want to read something about grandmas and grandkids, this is a great book.
That reminds me of 1001 Arabian Nights, because Scheherazade has to tell a story every night, so that her husband doesn't kill her.
Yeah.
But then the stories just keep going.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, well, I'll have to tell you that the next night." And so that's the same thing, but with food and little kids.
Exactly.
And
with
not
food.
death.
Exactly. But when you start reading it, you just get this warm, cozy feeling because of family. And of course, the last one I want to talk about, I Am a Donkey by, of course, none other. I mean, I love this woman. Yes. I really want to go meet her. Hello, if you see me. Okay, if you can hear me, somebody translate this to her. Because I love her. I want a t-shirt of her. I love her.
You gonna say her name?
Yeah. I'm gonna say her name.
Okay.
CeCe Bell, who also wrote
El Defo.
So you got me into El Defo. Yes. But anyway, so CeCe Bell wrote this one. I am. No, but he's Yam, a donkey. So it's about a donkey, of course, and it's telling you, "I am a donkey," and then the yam comes and says, "No, that's not the proper way to say it. You have to say, I am a donkey." And so he says, "You is a donkey too? You is a funny looking donkey." "No, I am. You are the one who said I am a donkey." And so they go on to this discussion of who's the yam, who's the donkey. And then there is the donkey talking about again. "I am confused. First you say, I am a donkey. Then you say, I am a yam. Hee-haw. Yam a yam. Yam a dingo-dong. Whatever you is silly." And so then he says to him, "Oh, for Pete's sakes. Look, I am a yam. You are a donkey. He's a carrot. She's a turnip. They are green beans. Except for you. We're not critters. We are vegetables." "Oh, you is lunch," he says. And at the very end, his very message to you is this. The moral is, if you is going to be eaten, good grammar don't matter. Hee-haw, where is that silly donkey at? I am going to miss him. And that's the end. I think it's hilarious. I love it.
So true.
I will vote for this over and over again.
So look for that on the tutu.
Good job. The what? The two.
The tutu. Look for that on the 2x2 list next year.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, Brenda. Make sure you do all those nice things you can do on YouTube. Like this video, comment below, subscribe. If you want Brenda to come back again, you should. You probably couldn't see him because he's behind me, but there's Mish. We also brought Slow Down Sophia, and my new puppet is Winky the hippo. We'll see you next time.